Rise and shine, Lacrosse fans, and welcome back to Nanaimo, BC for the 2018 President's Cup, Game 15, Day 4. It's the Axemen and Titans to kick off a gray, rainy Wednesday in the city of Nanaimo, BC. Welcome to the broadcast here on LaxAllStars. My name's Teddy Jenner. If you're on Twitter, you can find me at Off the Crossbar. You can also follow the tournament at President's Cup 18, and you can follow the great guys at LaxAllStars at LaxAllStars. Pretty simple. Let's call today moving day at the 2018 President's Cup, as we're starting to get some separation between the top and the bottom of the standings, and today could be a day where we really get to see who the top 4 and bottom 4 teams are. Some juicy matchups here on Wednesday, and we'll get you to them. But kicking off today, it's the 0-3 Capital Region Axemen from the Quebec Senior League, and from the Ontario League, the 2-1 Oakville Titans. To my left, Brett Paris. To my right, Craig Wendy. And here we are, kicking off day 4 of 8. Teams will play 9 days in 8 days, and we are underway with moving day here at the President's Cup. Loose ball being battled for by both teams. It'll eventually be picked up there by Nevin Sullivan. He tries to pass it back to Jason Crook, just missed it. And he'll battle back into his own zone for that loose ball and leave it there for Tim Bergen. Capital Region, one of the 2 teams playing 2 games today along with Ladner. Here's Tim Bergen. Gets a pick, takes a shot, save Wendy. Loose ball scoots up behind him. And here come the Titans the other way. Ethan Finley. He'll leave it off there for Matt Lee. And then Lee will go back towards the bench to Cree Blakely, the team's leading scorer. Shot there by Eddie Renault. Backhand shot, that one got a piece of Paris's leg pad, and then a nice reset from Jordan Gillis. Gillis is wearing 3. He usually wears 22. Matt Lee flips it up top. Far side, Renault. Inside, shot, scores! Great ball movement by Oakville. And they'll take an early 1-0 lead, a minute 13 in, as that was a feed from Renault to Gillis, and it's 1-0. And this Oakville Titans team has been a bit of a surprise to some. Obviously not to their own locker room, but they were 2-0 going into their game yesterday, but fell in a tough battle with St. Albert, who used a 6-goal run in that game to really blow things open. But Oakville in a great position to move on and secure a top 4 spot for the crossover on Saturday. And they've done it with great goaltending from Craig Wendy and absolute speed out of the back end. Youthful legs will do that in a tournament like this. Here come the Titans again. Cam Mancini diving, shooting, crease call. And that'll give possession back to the Axemen, wearing their tartan red and black with the Axemen logo right in the middle. Titans white with 2-tone blue trim. Shot. That one goes wide. Loose ball. Blake Kenny going to have to give chase. Paris out of his net. Going to bomb it down the floor. One hand grab there by Forster. Swim move. Trying to get past Jamal Shears. Shot on target. Loose ball. And Craig Wendy will find it. And we'll go towards his bench side for a pass there to Braden Wallace. Blakely. Lee. Back to Blakely. Back to Lee. Lee takes a heavy chop there. Runs through it, tries to put it inside to Blakely, but it falls right to Brett Paris. If it's your first time watching the Axemen, Brett Paris, very similar playing style to Dylan Ward. Big, tall goaltender, carries the stick in the left hand, which is opposite to most goaltenders, and it can cause some shooters some confusion early on. And Paris has been great for the Axemen all tournament. Here comes Cree Blakely. He's watched there by Todd Chapman. Joining him is Ryan Johnson. Back to Blakely. Johnson sets a high seal. Skipped over far side. Nolan Apers. Bounce shot goes over top of the net. Going to bounce off the glass. And the Axemen are going to try to run. And maybe an interference call away from the ball. It'll be Capital Region possession. Here comes Bergen. Into the corner. Robinson spins off his check. Diagonal feed to Vredenberg. That pass was just behind him. Loose ball going to be picked up there by Jamal Shears. Shears will leave it there for Lee. And he'll carry it. Gets a pick from Cree Blakely. Nice 2-on-1. Blakely shot. Try to go far corner. Save Paris. Blakely found the rebound, but Paris grabs it. Headman it all the way down the floor. Nice long bomb to Tim Bergen. Check that. That was Dan Gone, but he just missed the pass. And here come the Titans again with the captain. Gage Bort. Bort goes back to Matt Lee. Far side. Apers. Heidecker takes a couple chops. Tried to flip it up top to Blakely. Lee can't find it. 7 on the shot clock. Loose ball will be grabbed there by the Axemen. And here comes Carter Butter. Butter not wearing the leg sleeves. And now Matt Lee's lost a shoe. And so he'll give it off and go for a change. Into the corner, Cree Blakely. Blakely skips it far side. Eddie Renault inside fee. That pass just out of the reach of Gillis. And Paris will float one ahead to Kyle McFadden. McFadden will leave it there for Corkery. Now Vredenberg. Vredenberg tried to flip it far side to Raj Wasson. He's got to go all the way back into his own zone with 8 on the shot clock. We played 5.5 here in the first. 1-0 Oakville. Inside feed to Vredenberg. Doesn't connect. Wasson gets his own rebound. That shot will be after the buzzer. And it'll be Titans possession. A busy day today here in the President's Cup as we have 4 more games, 5 including this one. And we'll set you up with the matchups as the day goes on. Pass awry off the corner boards right to Paris. And here come the Axemen. Blake Kenny. Stutter step, trying to find someone to pass to. Skips it far side. Bergen. Kenny gets it back. Gets a pick. Thought about a shot. Now he'll take it. Wendy, top of his crease, makes that save. And they'll call interference on Bergen. It'll be Oakville possession. As well as Oakville has done so far in this tournament, people back east saying they'd be in even better position if they had guys like Dallas Bridle, Brandon Slade, and Josh Jubenville. 3 of their better players who are playing up with the Oakville Titans, and they're going to wave this off. Moving pick on the far side. It went in off Paris and in, but Cam Como, the trail official, will wave it off on an illegal screen away from the ball. Far side. Pick set for Bergen. Forrester, shot, save. Wendy, loose ball. And the big man Corkerly battling there, and they're going to call interference again away from the ball. And for an 8 a.m. contest, this matchup has already seen some testiness. Capital Region looking for their first win. Oakville looking to keep pace with the leaders. Inside feed. Shot just goes wide off the stick of Nolan Apers. Loose ball in the corner. It'll be grabbed there by Nevin Sullivan. Sullivan bodied there by Matt Lee. Lee gets away with a bit of a hold, and Sullivan will go back into his own zone. Now near side. Here's Chapman. He'll flip it there for Jordan Jonkus. Blake Kenny. Vredenberg. Coming hard off a pick on the far side. Bergen backs his way in, trying to find Robbins on an inside flip. Pass just out of his reach. Kenny finds it. Bergen doesn't connect with the pass. It's going to bounce free. And eventually grabbed there by Trevor Smythe. Smythe on a breakaway, try to go short side, far side, and just put it wide. And that loose ball will be picked up by Kyle McFadden. Faden up ahead, nice one-handed grab. Forrester shot that, hit a body, never made it on target. Forrester finds his own rebound, 22 on the shot clock. Delayed penalty coming up here to the Titans. And we get a whistle on crease violation. And we'll get our first power play of the game. And it'll be Capital Region with the man advantage. I was talking with Joe Sullivan, one of the Axemen coaches, just about their experience out here and the team that they have. And I had commented on to him that in their 3 games they've played, they've really been led by one player each game, Vredenberg, Blakely, Forster. And he said, we're a talented team, we just don't really have the depth. And they didn't get a lot of trouble playing in their league, but they've held themselves well here in the President's Cup, but still looking for their first win. Long lead pass to Jamal Shears. Got a man coming off the bench. Shot, save, Paris, loose ball. It goes into the corner, and that'll be grabbed there by Brendan Fournier. That was a nice stop by Paris off the stick of Gage Board. Still a minute and a half on the power play. Into the corner of Vredenberg. Blake Kenny. Now Tim Bergen up top. Bergen. Plays 1-2 with Blake Kenny. Drags. Kenny. Pass was deflected into the corner of Vredenberg. 5 on the shot clock. Vredenberg, he'll shoot a twister. And Wendy never got a piece of it. It'll be Titans possession. Want to thank all our fans that have been tuning in here on LaxAllStars all across North America. Especially the ones that have been communicating with me on Twitter, especially about some of the name pronunciations. And I apologize if I've gotten your son, brother, boyfriend, father's name wrong. We're all doing the best we can with what we have, and I'm sure by Sunday everything will be perfect. Here come the Axemen. Shot saved there off the stick of Forster, as Craig Wendy looking sharp here in the early opening 10 minutes. Shots 5-5, 1-0 Oakville on a goal by Jordan Gillis. Here is the aforementioned Gillis. He's got on the far side with 15 seconds left on the penalty. Here's Shears. Shears picked up there by Taylor, who's rocking the Woody this morning. And we're back to 5-a-side. The Titans will take the Raggers off the floor, and here comes a fresh offense. Cree Blakely. Halfway through the first period here in Game 1 of Day 4 of the 2018 President's Cup. Blakely gets a pick from Matt Lee. Backhand flip. Lee, shot, saved. No, they'll call it crease. And a nice little effort there by Matt Lee trying to find that loose ball, but just stepped in the crease. Now there's Kenny. Being harassed there by Wallace. Far side, Bergen. Kenny gets a pick, faked it, tucked it in. Good pressure there by the Titans. Now Bergen. Bergen, tiptoe, shoots, scores, crease. And good effort there by Bergen to get underneath, but too big in the toes for number 43 in red. Outside shot, tried to go 5-hole was Johnston. And Paris kept the wooden stick down. Here come the Axemen the other way. Fournier. He'll leave it there for Jonkus. Take a couple chops. Try to work it in the free space. Gets a pick from Sullivan. Pass knocked down. Will eventually get to Forster. 8 on the shot clock. Forster gets a huge pick there from Nevin Sullivan. That's got to be a penalty, and it's going to be. And that's a real easy call on Nevin Sullivan, as he absolutely blew up a Titan on that pick. And that's an easy call. 2 minutes on the interference, so Oakville will get their first opportunity on the power play. So Renault, Apers, Lee, Johnston, and down in the corner is Blakely. Power play unit here for the Titans. Lee, Apers. Little movement here, seal for Apers to Blakely. Inside feed, bounce shot, scores. Eddie Renault, great ball movement and a fantastic finish on a bouncer by Renault. That's a power play goal. 2-0 Oakville. Nothing simple, just 1-2 passes, a couple moving bodies to set some screens. And Eddie Renault came off the low pick, found the soft spot in the defense, took the pass and bounced it far side, glove side, past Paris. So 2-0's your score, 8:06 remaining, and they'll call procedure on Corkery. Blakely and Apers pick up assists on Eddie Renault's goal. Now here's Matt Lee. Lee trying to back Chapman in. Shot, scores! Bouncer, almost an exact same spot as the goal by Eddie Renault. A bouncer glove side on Paris. And back-to-back goals in quick succession. It's 3-0 Titans. As Brett Paris goes over to the bench to get some touch-up of the equipment. Maybe a little tape on that left arm pad. As mentioned, Capital Region will play twice today. They got the early 8 a.m. game, and then they got a few hours off before they play the Saskatoon Brewers at 5. The other team playing 2 today are the Ladner Pioneers. They'll play at 11 and 8. They'll take on Onondaga next. And then they'll get the early part of the afternoon off, and then they'll play the host Nanaimo at 8 o'clock in an all-West matchup. And that will be a beauty of a game. Probably the second marquee matchup of the day. The number 1 game of day 4 pits the only 2 undefeated teams against each other. That game goes at 2 o'clock. Cognawaga versus St. Albert. Here come the Titans. Renault gets a pick from Matt Lee around the top, takes a shot. That one hit the post, off the boards, all the way down to Craig Wendy. Wendy sidesteps his man, quickly moves it to Renault. And here come the Titans again. Jordan Gillis trying to get underneath, skips it up top. Lee shot, save there by Paris. By the time he'd finished making that save, he was 3 feet outside of his crease. Here come the Axemen. Bobbled, loose ball, finally picked up there by the Titans. Got a man way down the floor. It's Cree Blakely. Far side, short side off the junction, into the netting. It'll stay here with the Titans. Good ball movement. There's some of that speed we've been talking about with Oakville. It starts with Wendy, and it quickly goes up the floor. And they've been doing that all tournament long. Johnston. Going to get a pick there from Blakely. Good pick and roll. Blakely couldn't find the pass. It was just a bit behind him. And then the pass inside to Gillis was knocked down by the stick of Dan Gaughan. Gaughan, being watched by Johnson, flips it to Blake Kenny. Kenny will get a pick from Jonkus. Rolls backside. Kenny, inside feed, doesn't connect. Wendy has it. And he'll float it towards the benches. Tough pass. And Renault has it. He'll fire and score. And Brett Paris says, get me out of here. I don't know if he's just not feeling it, if he's got something nagging, but he doesn't look happy, and he's just walking right off the floor. So on will come their backup goaltender. And by my accounts, Josh Jubenville's wearing 33, but that might be Jesse Legault. But Paris goes right off the floor, down the tunnel. And it's 4-0 Oakville. To the draw we go. Robinson matching up against Johnston. And they'll call procedure. Renault from Wendy makes it 4-0. Shot, save Wendy. Where is it? Stuck in the pads, and he'll quickly find an outlet. And come near side to Jake Cook. Cook will leave it there for Matt Lee. He'll get a pick. Cree Blakely, shot, that one goes wide. Loose ball, picked up on the far side boards by Carter Butter. Here's Butter. Numbers here for the Axemen if they can use it. Blake Kenny. And then a long outlet feed from Wendy again. Look at the speed up ahead. Matt Lee couldn't find the pass as he was running up the floor along with Gage Board. And it's just that quick in transition for Oakville. Here's Vredenberg. Vredenberg gets a pick from Corkery. Bergen far side. 10 on the shot clock. Bergen. Vredenberg. Swim move, trying to get underneath. He does. Low to low. Diving shot. And that'll be a shot clock violation on the Axemen. Possession of the Titans. Shears will carry it. Flip there to Ryan Johnston. Shears will stay and play a shift to O here. Down low, Blakely. Inside feed. Shot. And that one goes into the netting. What have we got? Slashing call on Taylor. And he'll make his way off. So another power play here for the Titans. 1 for 1 so far. As Eddie Renault has been fantastic here today. He's got 2 already. And let's see them go to work here on the power play. Johnston, Lee, backhand feed to Johnson, back up top, Lee. He drags. Seals here for Renault. Lee gives it up top, shot there by Apers, save. Long bomb pass, it hooked in the stick of the goaltender. And that'll be grabbed by the Titans off the bench. Lee quickly down to Cree Blakely. Lee, Apers, gets it right back. Johnson top center. He'll step in, looking, surveying, Apers, Johnson. Backhand flip Lee, back to Johnson. 8 on the shot clock. And then good pressure there by the Axemen. Lee got to get a shot off. He does. Saved by the Axemen goaltender. And he'll quickly move it to Jason Crook. He gets across the timeline. Crook will leave it there for Carter Butter. Butter carries down the side. Wendy going to come out and body him. Nice job by the Titans goaltender. Butter still moving. Ball loose. And Wendy will drag it into his crease and dish it off. And here comes the Titan power play again with 35 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Just under 3 minutes to play in a fast-moving first. 4-0 Oakville. Apers, Gillis, Lee, Johnston. Lee will set a low seal. Johnson shoots. Saved there by the Axemen goaltender. And he'll float it all the way down the floor. That's just out of the reach of Dan Gaughan. And Craig Wendy can't reach it. Gaughan finally can run onto it. He's pressured there by Jamal Shears. Got a man wide open in front. It's the captain, and somehow he didn't see him as Raj Wasson was all alone in front of Craig Wendy. But the pass goes into the Titans bench. Taylor is out. We're back to 5 aside. Titans 1 for 2 with a man advantage. Blakely. Far side, Apers. He'll get a screen. He'll shoot. Oh, went 5-hole and then hit the post. Up into the netting. And possession will stay here with Oakville. 2 minutes to go in the first. Renault. Near side lead. Tucks it. Far side. Tried to dunk it. Great save by the goaltender. And here come the Axemen the other way. Caleb Bingley is listed as 40. The game sheet said he's 66, but now it looks like he is going to wear 40. There's Robinson. Takes a check there from Kevin Dong. Robinson, shot. That one goes wide. Loose ball. Who's going to find it? And it's going to be Ulbickus try to feed it up ahead to Jamal Shears. 9-on-9 in the corner. Shears gets bumped. Loose ball. Picked up there by Jake Cook. Cook pressured. And then tried to throw a backhand. That's going to be grabbed by Jason Crook. Jake Cook, Jason Crook. Two different teams, two different guys. Here's Carter Butter. Vredenberg gets a pick. Last minute of play, shot by Vredenberg. Went off a body and out of play. It's got to be Axemen possession, and the referees get it right. Vredenberg will start with it. Skip it far side of the captain, Raj Wasson. Wasson doesn't have anybody, comes near side, Vredenberg. Backside roll, great move, Vredenberg, what a finish. First of the game for the Axemen, and that was a clinical finish from Mark Vredenberg. Big windup, tucked it, backdoor roll, got underneath his check, and then went far side, cross hand, short side. And on their 9th shot of the period, the Axemen get their first of the game, 4-1 with 45.5 to go. I believe that's Vredenberg's first goal since their first game, but I could be wrong. I've called a lot of the Axemen games, and I think that's the first time I've called Vredenberg scoring. There's Tim Bergen. Near side, Blake Kenny. Bergen. Bergen falls. Loose ball falls to Wendy. And Oakville will call timeout with 22 seconds remaining. Just talking about point getters and scores. Your top 5 tournament scores after 3 days. Keegan Ball, 8 goals, 16 assists, leads the way. His teammate Richard Lachlan is 4 points behind with 10 goals, 10 assists. Josh Becker from Onondaga has 18 points, 8 goals, 10 assists. Corey Shires from the hometown Nanaimo Timmermans, 9 goals, 6 assists. And Mike Triolo becomes the 3rd St. Albert Miner in the top 5. He also has 15 points, 7 goals, 8 assists. If you want to know stats, scores, and more, go on to Google, type in President's Cup 18-point streak, all one word on point streak, and I'll take you to the tournament page. And if you want to keep watching games, you know where to go. LaxAllStars.com. Click on the live link and you'll be able to see every game. Be able to even go back and watch some games. So Wendy on the bench, 22 seconds remaining in the period. Matt Lee will walk it up. And they'll try to get one more here before the period ends. Lee, Apers, down low in the corner, Renault. Gillis, pass to Blakely, hit his foot. Diagonal feed to Lee, and that would have been a glorious opportunity, but the period will come to an end. Oakville leading at 4-1. They got on the board real quick as Brandon Gillis took a feed from Eddie Renault to get the scoring underway. Then Renault got a power play goal, give assist to Cree Blakely and Nolan Apers. 3rd goal for Oakville was scored by Matt Lee, and then the 4th, give it to Eddie Renault and an assist to Craig Wendy. Capital Region got their first of the game late in the period off the stick of Mark Vredenberg in an absolutely wonderful individual effort. Shots 15-9, period 1 ends. Oakville up 4-1. My name's Teddy Jenner at Off the Crossbar on Twitter. If you want to interact with me throughout the day or the tournament, this is day 4, game 1 of the 2018 President's Cup from Nanaimo, BC, here on LaxAllStars.
Welcome to Nanaimo, the gateway to Vancouver Island. Located on the rich waters of the Salish Sea, backdropped by thick, temperate rainforest with their rolling hills and the rugged mountains in the distance, Nanaimo was the first home to the local Nanaimo First Nations people. For centuries they lived here in connection with the land. And in many ways, this close tie to the wilderness of Vancouver Island resonates today. In the 1850s, the Hudson Bay Company set up a trading post in the region here in Nanaimo. Today, that trading post still stands with the HBC Bastion standing guard over the waters of the harbor here in Nanaimo. For many decades afterwards, Nanaimo flourished as a coal mining town. Much of this early history is on display at the Nanaimo Museum. Today, Nanaimo is a bustling and modern urban center on the edge of natural wonder. Experience Nanaimo's supernatural wilderness and find yourself again.
Nanaimo allows me to do my passions through accessibility. Just the way that it's laid out, within 10 or 15 minutes, I can basically be from my house and doing something that I am truly passionate about. For me, it's about connection. I know a lot of people go to nature to disconnect from the world, but for me, it's about feeling like I'm part of something bigger. I feel it helps me connect to other people with similar interests and passions. Nanaimo has a little bit of something for everybody, and I think it does that little bit of everything really well. It's a place where you can discover passions that you didn't even know you had.
It gives you city life and gives you wilderness life all at the same time. It has both freshwater and saltwater with easy access. You don't have to travel more than 10 to 15 minutes to be on a body of water, no matter where you live. You can either be out on the ocean fishing in 15, 20 minutes, or you can be on Long Lake like we are today, enjoying some trout and bass fishing.
With diving around this area, Nanaimo or British Columbia in general, it's actually rated in the top in the world. Part of the reason that we have so much life here is the colder water with lots of nutrients in the water. One of our very popular activities we do is snorkeling with seals, and certain times of year when we get the sea lions coming by us, 2,000-pound sea lion coming right up to you a few inches away from you, just amazing. You think you're swimming along great in the water and this thing comes and does a somersault in front of you and just takes off. And you realize how small in the ocean you actually are.
The best part about owning a tour company is getting to show everyone the reasons why we live here in Nanaimo. I love the culture and natural wonders here in Nanaimo, and I love being able to see it for the first time every day through the eyes of our guests. Yeah, Nanaimo really is in the center of everything.
I'm really passionate about regenerative agriculture because that's what farming is all about. Some of the most exciting things for me in Nanaimo are the harvest, when there's all this abundance and we're able to take our food and set it out into the community. And when we go out for dinner sometimes, we get to see our food being served to us and served to our community, and there's a lot of excitement around that. At the markets we sell at in Nanaimo, there are over 200 vendors who participate, and you can do your full spectrum of shopping at these markets. And so you're invited to come to the market.
Currently, right now, we're concentrated on sourcing all our ingredients from mid-Vancouver Island. We like to utilize what we can get from local farmers. Breweries, wineries, and distilleries in Nanaimo have really exploded in the last few years. We've got a couple great wineries. Just down the road from us at the Longwood, we've got a distillery that makes some world-class gin, vodka, and even absinthe, which is pretty rare these days. We've got 3 breweries in town, 1 brew pub. You can really occupy a lot of your time traveling from one drink establishment to another. We've got pretty much everything here.
Well, we're sitting here at Piper's Lagoon, which is one of these little hidden gems that a lot of people don't know about, but commonly often known as the Big Cheese. And I coined the name the Big Cheese not long after I started the store. There's a pretty good variety of establishments in Nanaimo now. There's some really excellent places to eat now in Nanaimo which are doing quite nicely. We have shopping. We have all the well-known brands. But we also have a cute little downtown area with lots of independent businesses. Well, I think the location makes it very special. The abundance of parks and activities and outdoor fresh air things, and everyone who moves here from somewhere else comments on how welcoming the people are. And I think that's one thing that makes Nanaimo very special, is the welcoming and the amount of stuff there is to do.
With its dramatic and diverse landscapes, including forests like this, Nanaimo offers so much. Impressive coastlines? Yeah, we got that. Rolling hills? Rugged mountains? Yeah, we got that too.
I'm more of a country mouse than a city mouse, and Nanaimo, the city, has enough of what I need, but just the natural beauty of it. I can feel it in the pores of my skin, I can feel it in my lungs when I breathe the air. There's just something, when I get out here and I just see trees and blue sky, it makes me happy. Yeah, my big thing every year is to go down to Nanaimo River and jump in, because the river feels like it's a healer. That beautiful fresh water and the trees around it, it cures whatever ails you, and there's nothing like it to me in the world. I've really been encouraged, especially in the last 10 years or so, that Nanaimo is recognizing the art scene a lot more and celebrating that, and there's some fantastic festivals that happen every year, and I've been lucky to be involved in a lot of those because I do live here.
Some of my passions are getting out to nature, so going for hikes to places like Ammonite Falls or Neck Point. We have one of the first wineries on Vancouver Island. We have one of the oldest brew pubs. We have a bunch of craft distilleries. I like to use Nanaimo as a base for my expeditions because it has a little something for everyone. If people want to stay in a hostel, they can. If they want to stay in a nice 4-star hotel, they can. And most people love the different variety of accommodations we have.
What surprises visitors in Nanaimo is the abundance of wildlife and the immense natural beauty. I like to go explore all the different islands because they have trails and glorious forests to see, but they all have these little bays and secret little gems. And so if you're into exploring, you get a lot out of it. My absolute favorite place in Nanaimo is Newcastle Island, or as the Nanaimo First Nations call it, Seisutchin.
Nature is a big part of it, because when you're going to carve something for the longhouse, which is in our traditional dances and things, my dad will bring me up the mountain, talk to the trees, talk to the water, thank them, and just stay up there. Sometimes it's 4 days you stay there and bath, cleanse yourself, get your mind straight so there's no doubt or meanness in your mind. So just pure things go into the thing that you're carving for the longhouse.
In Nanaimo, culture
Second period action about to get underway here from Frank Crane Arena on day 4 of the 2018 President's Cup. And speaking of 4, that's how many goals the Oakville Titans have as they lead the Axemen 4-1. To my left, Craig Wendy. To my right, not Josh Jubenville as I was possibly thinking, nor is it Jesse Legault. It's James Jordan wearing 33 in between the pipes for the Axemen as Brett Paris didn't last long in the first period as he pulled himself in favor of Jordan. The Axemen win the draw. And we'll get possession here and try to claw their way back. Here's Vredenberg. And that'll be a moving pick on the Axemen. And here goes Braden Wallace with speed. Wallace has Cree Blakely ahead of him. Blakely, shot saved there by Jordan. Rebound. Wallace had it. James Jordan will look for an outlet. He'll float it towards center. That's Carter Butter. Butter, watched by Wallace. And we'll come back, Raj Wasson. Wasson, Bergen. 10 on the shot clock for Blake Kenny. Kenny gets a pick, tucks it, can't get a shot off. Still looking, good defense there by Wallace. And then he dispossesses the stick of Kenny, and that's just a fantastic play by number 13 in white. Here's Ryan Johnson, Blakely. On comes Jordan Gillis, number 3 in white. Into the corner, Matt Lee. Gillis, he's taken down with a massive hold from Kyle McFadden. And probably the easiest call the officials will have to make. So Oakville head back to the power play. 1 for 2 so far on the night. Matt Lee will start with it at top center. Out there with Gillis, Renault, Blakely, and Johnston. Here's Lee. Down low. Cree Blakely couldn't handle it. Loose ball off the glass. Grabbed there by Jason Crook. He's going to run the floor. Crook will slow it up on the other side of center and pass it down to Mark Vredenberg. Vredenberg, Forster. Kenny. Forster on the backdoor cut shot. Great save, Craig Wendy. Loose ball in the corner. Vredenberg battling. He comes up with it. Spins away from trouble. Readjusts the helmet. Runs behind the net. Still just adjusting a little bit. Robinson cuts through the middle. Vredenberg still has it. Vredenberg splits the double. Nice little flip pass there to Robinson. Now Robinson's got to move his feet. Turn back, Robinson. Down low, Forster. Stutter step, bounce shot, save Wendy. Loose ball in the corner. And nice job by Butter to find that loose ball. He's taken to the ground, lost his stick. And the loose ball will be picked up by Gage Board, the captain for the Titans. And there's still 40 seconds on the power play. Gage Board. We'll leave it there. Now Matt Lee. Hidden ball trick. Down the side, Blakely, Johnston, Lee. 10 on the shot clock. Apers gets a double seal. Passed it down to Renault. He'll shoot, try to go short side. Save Jordan. And with 17 seconds remaining on the penalty, it looks like the Axemen will be able to get out of here unscathed. And they'll still trail by 3. 3 minutes gone here in the second. Titans leading the Axemen 4-1. Game 1 on day 4. A lot of action here on, let's call it, moving day in the 2018 President's Cup. Here's Bergen. Bergen, one-on-one. Stutter step. Skips it over to Vredenberg. He'll shoot. Kicked aside nicely by Craig Wendy. And the Titans are going to run on to this one. Yulbickus doesn't have numbers. Doesn't shoot it. Flips it up. That pass knocked down nicely by an Axemen defender. Ball still loose. Bodies battling in the corner. Who's going to come up with it? As Taylor tries to find it, and he does. Taylor takes a chop, runs back into his own zone. Dispossessed by a nice stick check there from Jake Cook. Jake Cook falls into the crease as he was pushed in by number 42, Todd Chapman. And the Axemen will get it back, and a much easier attempt to clear this time. Chapman to Wasson. He'll run with speed at Wallace. Skip it far side, Blake Kenny. Delayed penalty coming up here to Wallace on a slash. Kenny. Jordan to the bench. Extra man is Vredenberg. 6-on-5 here, Capital Region. Bergen. Kenny. Shot. Save Wendy. Let's bring the power play out. Second opportunity here for Capital Region. 0 for 1. And a slashing call on Braden Wallace. And with 15:35 remaining in the second, a chance for the Axemen to make it a 2-goal game. Wasson, Forster, Bergen, Kenny, Vredenberg. Vredenberg has it now in the corner, back around the horn. Bergen plays 1-2 with Blake Kenny. Seal pick for Forster, shot, that one goes off the post and out of play. A couple games ago, Forster had all 5 goals for the Axemen, and 3 of them came on the power play in very similar seals. Bergen gets a seal from Forster. He'll shoot. That one goes over top. Gets his own rebound. Falls to Vredenberg. Far side, short side, just missed. 15 on the shot clock. Forster. Double high seal. Skips it over to Kenny. He'll shoot. Wendy out of the top of his crease makes the save. And he'll try to find an outlet board side. And now here's Ulbickus. Up ahead, pass to Matt Lee. Doesn't connect. James Jordan grabs it with one hand. And here comes the Axemen with a minute remaining on the power play. Forster. He'll let the rest of his power play unit come out. Give it off to Bergen, who will set it up top center. Bergen, Forster play 1-2. Diagonal feed. Vredenberg. Forster, shot, save, loose ball. Vredenberg, nice job finding that one. Keeps the possession here. New 30 for Capital Region. Forster. Kenny couldn't handle the pass. Picks it up nicely off the boards. Pressured there by Jamal Shears. Bergen. Shot, save, Wendy, loose ball. And Wendy comes down with the big stick to try to find it, but he bobbled it. But eventually falls into the stick of Gage Board. Board across center, 10 on the penalty. And the Titans will kill it off. And we're back to 5 aside as Wallace steps on the floor and he'll stay in place of Mo. Here's Johnston. Gets a pick from Matt Lee. Down low into the corner. Wendy. Lee, backhand shot, save Jordan. He thought about throwing it deep. Changes his mind and gives it off to Fournier. Fournier trying to run past this check. He does. Dispossessed of it. Loose ball. Grabbed there by Gage Board. Board tried to pass it down, and that's a nice stick check by McFadden. And then it'll be interference called on the Titans. Here comes the Axemen the other way. Caden Bingley. Gives it off to Robinson. He'll take a pick from Bergen and roll. Bergen gets it. Backhand feed. Nice grab there by Corkery. Up top, Kenny. Inside, Robinson. Falling, shooting. Save, Wendy. And another power play coming up. This one's going to be a holding call. And so back-to-back power plays in succession here for the Axemen as they still look for that second goal to make it a 4-2 game. But the play of Craig Wendy has stymied them so far. So Ethan Finley will head to the box. And the power play will set up and see if they can't solve the riddle that is Craig Wendy. Holding the call on Finley. Around the horn go the Axemen. Let's see what kind of set play they can come up with this time. Bergen. Kenny. Bergen. Kenny. Low seal, looking for Vredenberg. Outside shot, Forster. Save, Wendy. He'll float it down the floor, running onto it. Trevor Smythe. Smythe, pump fake shot. Glove save there by James Jordan. Stuck out the left arm and denied Smythe on the breakaway. Forster. Axemen slowly getting on the floor. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Kenny. Bergen. Seal. Vredenberg. Shot, save, Wendy. He has it. He's going to throw a long bomb again. This one's to Wallace. Going to bounce first. Wallace takes it in stride. And then he'll slow things up. Let the Raggers get onto the floor. And see if they can't kill off some more time here on the penalty to Finley. Here's Gage Board. Takes a chop. Keeps his feet moving. 40 on the penalty. Johnston far side. Takes a couple rabbit chops from Bingley. And Johnson's just going to sit there and take it. And now Bingley will try and push him over with instructions from the bench. 15 on the penalty. And with 5 on the penalty, Johnson's going to kill it and then draw a penalty. This is going to be a tripping call on Bingley. And on the floor comes Finley. Wendy goes off. 6 on 5 here for Oakville. So they kill off the penalty. Going to earn one of their own unless they can score here 6 on 5. Matt Lee. Diagonal feed. That hit a body and goes up and out of play as Wallace tried to skip it all the way through the other side to Blakely. And here comes Caleb Bingley on a trip. So he'll sit for 2 or less. 4th opportunity for the Titans with a man advantage. They're 1 for 3 so far. Gillis will set it up. Lee. Apers. Down low. Renault. Shot. It's knocked down by the stick of Dan Gunn. He's going to run, but he's nice stick check there from Apers. Apers. That pass is picked off. And here comes Jason Crook the other way. Crook doesn't have anybody to help him out, so he'll just run to space. Flip it off to Robinson. 1.5 on the penalty. Robinson going to try and kill. Late man coming on now for the Titans. Robinson. Gillis is going to go for a change. Forster. Forster, slow double team coming. Got to try to keep his feet moving. He does. Can he find a lane to open space? Double team now by Shears. And finally, he loses possession and going the other way on a run. Jake Cook, tons of speed. Cook tried to go short side low and just missed. And then a loose ball picked up there by Blaze McCullough. And he'll try to flip it back. And now the Axemen have a 2-on-1 break. Robinson and Fournier. And they slow things up and let the short man team get out there on the floor. Kill off the final 30 here. Robinson tries to split the double. Dispossessed of the ball by Wallace. Ball bouncing free. Wallace has it. 15 on the power play. Wallace with speed. No one's going to pick him up, so he'll tuck it, shoot it. Far side scores. Nobody picked up Brandon Wallace, and he took that as a sign that he should go right to the net. Power play goal, 5-1 Oakville. As Wallace walked right around to check, got a nice pick, and then placed it far side over the right shoulder of Jordan. And it's a 4-goal lead. Second time the Titans have had a 4-goal lead. Last time was 4-0. And now bodies coming together over on the far side. Tempers flaring. We might have a fight or two here. Bodies throwing, helmets being ripped off. Two Ottawa teams getting in each, or 2 Ontario teams, I should say, getting in each other's faces. Let's see what the officials call here. They're going to take a couple each, maybe? So, looks like there's being signaled. Now the officials will talk it over amongst each other. all getting 5s. 2 face mask and a rough. I think that's what I heard. And if that's the case, the Titans will have a 5-minute power play. They're 2 for 4. So it's set up 5-on-4. Maybe 2 of the 5s will offset each other. And then the one standalone will give the power play to the Titans. Lee, couple pump fakes. Johnston, back to Lee. Down low into the corner, Apers. Apers, Lee, shot, bouncer. Loose ball in the corner, find there by Cree Blakely. Apers, Blakely shoots and scores. What a one-time finish on the power play from Cree Blakely. That's 1 off the major. As Blakely gets his first of the game. And he continues to lead his team in the tournament with some excellent play. So still 4.5 on the major to Nevin Sullivan. And 7:41 to go here in the second. And I think they're just waiting to put the other penalty times up on the scoreboard. Which doesn't really make sense to me, because if they're all 5s, they're all out at the same time as the one penalty that's up there, and 2 of them offset anyway. So those guys won't be able to come out until a stoppage, so no sense putting them up on the board. Or maybe they're just trying to get the scoreboard right. It's not 5-2. It's 5-1. And a loose ball off the faceoff, picked up there by Todd Chapman. Chapman will shoot. That one goes wide.
5 minutes for roughing. The Calgary Axemen, number 23.
Here's Johnston. Johnston. So 2 face masks and a roughing. Matt Lee. Apers can't find it. Loose ball picked up there by Butter. Butter gonna run. Runs right past Johnston. Leaves it there for Vredenberg. Backhand flip. Butter shot. Save. Wendy. Loose ball. Gonna be grabbed there by Ben Heidecker. Heidecker gets to center. Still plenty of time on the power play here. They've already got 1 off the major. Johnston. Cree Blakely. Matt Lee. Hidden ball trick. Here's Matt Lee, 10 on the shot clock. Quickly down low, diagonal feed, one-timer. What a save. No, it's in. Oh, it is a save. Matt Lee put his hands up, but James Jordan post to post to deny Cree Blakely with his best save since coming into this game. Here's Bingley. Inside, look, the pass was just behind Corkery. And the Titans will take it the other way. 3 minutes on the power play. 6:10 in the period. Shots 22-20 in favor of the Titans. They lead it by 6. Apers, top center, Johnson. He drags, he shoots, right in the logo. Loose ball. Picked up there by number 19. And I have no idea who that is. We've got to get a name between periods on 19 in red. Nice one-handed grab there by Vredenberg, and he's checked by Jamal Charles. Up ahead. Here comes Heidecker to Blakely. One more. Obicka's shot turned aside by James Jordan. Up ahead, Taylor. He's got to run onto it. And Taylor eventually runs onto it. We got a delayed penalty coming up here to Blaze McCullough as he had a hold of Vredenberg cutting to the net. Now far side Kenny. Blaze McCullough and Vredenberg going at it on the far side. Forster. Slow double comes. Forster right underneath us. Still has it. Keeps his stick free. Real close to the timeline, and they'll call back over. And Blaze McCullough will head off. We'll play 4-on-4 for a minute and a half. And then the Axemen will have a short 30-second power play. So 4-on-4 will play. Just ask the official score or announcer and scorekeeper up behind me who 19 red was. He doesn't even have it. Here's Forster. Oh, that pass goes off the back of Jamal Shears. Now Wendy will have to try and find an outlet. He goes near side to Brett Obickus. So still 4-on-4 for another minute or so. Matt Lee. Gillis, Lee. Into the corner, 10 on the shot clock. Got to put one on target. Blakely gets a pick from Lee. Backhand flip, Lee. Shot off the post. Loose ball, grabbed there by Chapman. He's got a man ahead of him. And he finds Dan Gone. Gone. Goes back to Robinson. Bergen. Doesn't take the shot, powers his way through, loops behind the net, gets a pick, tries to roll, rolls off the pick of Robinson. Shot, that one goes wide. Can the Titans find it and run? Jamal Shears. He'll keep going. 15 on the penalty. And the Titans will have the power play. I don't know what the Titans are yelling about. I think maybe the clock accidentally stopped. And so Oakville is now shorthanded. And so they'll try and kill the final 20 on the penalty. Matt Lee. Oh, nice little play from Matt Lee. Oh, what a save by James Jordan as Matt Lee tried to join the highlight reel of the 2018 President's Cup. What a tasty little move there by Matt Lee to split the double team. Here's Bergen on the power play. Pump fake. Back to even as McCullough steps onto the floor. Robinson takes a chop from Wallace. Loose ball picked up by Wasson. Vredenberg shot, shoulder save Wendy. Vredenberg gets his own rebound with 2.5 to go in the period. And Wendy just needs to fix a strap on his helmet. Reset the 32.5 to go in the period. 6-1 here in favor of Oakville as they look to improve to 3-1. Axemen trying to find their first win of the President's Cup. Vredenberg to Bergen. Bobbled it. Brandon Wallace trying to find it there for Oakville. Vredenberg still battling, and somehow he comes up with it. 15 on the shot clock. Robinson. Down low, Kenny. Vredenberg changing. Inside, Bergen couldn't handle it. And Wendy reaches out and will float it ahead. Trevor Smythe. Smythe will avoid trouble. Give it off to Blaze McCullough. And now Gage Board. 15 on the shot clock. Board. Walks his way in. Skips it. Shot Johnson. Save Jordan. And he'll quickly float it up ahead to McFadden. Sorry, McFadden. It's DY, not YD. McFadden. Into the far corner, Jonkus. Gets a big pick there from Corkery. Jonkus trying to find somebody open. Diagonal feed to Forster. Just missed. 8 on the shot clock. Forster tried to flip it to Bergen, who eventually gets it. Got to get a shot off, and the pass to Forster goes awry. Now here comes Eddie Renault. You heard him. Last minute of play in the period. One-time feed. Oh, and got off the end of the stick. James Jordan. Here comes Dan Gone. 3-on-1 for the Axemen. Kenny, shot, save. Wendy off the near side glove. Gone battling forward in the corner. And we'll get interference on the Axemen. 35.5 to go here in the period. The Oakville Titans are screaming for a reset, and they give it to them, so they'll hold for last possession. I'm not sure why they're not going to pull Wendy if they have a last shot. All the officials are going to count it down. Blakely shoots and scores. And now Renault and Sullivan cross-check each other. But Cree Blakely will get his second of the game and second of the period. And it looks like the officials are going to take Matt Lee and whoever 19 red is, and they'll just run the clock in the period. As this period and this game begins to heat up, but the second period will end with the Titans leading 6-1. They scored all 3 in that period, including 2 on the power play. 1 for Braden Wallace, 1 for Cree Blakely. Blakely added 1 near the end of the period, and that's the way things are going to end. Shots 29-22 in favor of the Titans. They lead it by 6. My name's Teddy Jenner. This is day 4 of the 2018 President's Cup from Frank Crane Arena in lovely Nanaimo, BC, only on LaxAllStars. Back inside Frank Crane Arena in Nanaimo, BC. Third period coming up here between the Titans and Axemen. We'll start 4-on-4. As penalties to Matt Lee and number 19, who we figured out is Pat Collins. They'll both sit in the box. And so a 7-1 lead for the Titans as they try to improve to 3-1. Apologies for a freeze in the stream back in that second period. We had a unfortunate cable incident. We're back to all good here. Here's Ryan Johnston. Working with Cree Blakely here on the near side. 4-on-4 Lacrosse. Outside shot off the stick of Apers. Turned aside by James Jordan. Dan gone. And we got a delayed penalty coming up here to the Titans. So Jordan to the bench. Vredenberg. Kenny. Bergen. Kenny. One-time feed of Vredenberg. He put it wide, and that one will be a nicely handled there by the backup goaltender for the Titans. One-hand grab leaning over the dasher. I think that's Chris Chaddock. Is heading to the box. Actually, I believe that's Jesse Legault. I got my bodies mixed up on the other side of the floor looking at my roster. But nonetheless, Jake Cook will head to the box for the Titans. And so 4-on-3 power play here for the Axemen, looking for their first power play goal of the game and just a glimmer of hope to try and chip away at this lead. Too many men is the call. Don't think the time on the minors, the first two minors, is right, but we'll move along. Bergen, backhand flip down the corner. One more over to Vredenberg, scores. Great feed from Forster to Vredenberg. That's a power play goal. And Vredenberg gets his second of the game. And it's 7-2. And that stops a 3-goal run by Oakville dating back into that second period. And so we still got 4-on-4 for, by my account, it's 50 seconds. The penalties say 108, but with both penalties starting at the same time at the start of the period, that's not exactly mathematically correct. Axemen win the draw. Todd Chapman will leave it there for Tim Bergen. Bergen will carry it. Give it off near side, Vredenberg. Inside feed, Bergen. That'll be an interference call on the Titans. And so Raj Wasson will start with it. Wasson to Vredenberg. Inside spin, Vredenberg flips it, Corkery. And that ball is picked up by Smythe, and he's going to run. He's got numbers, 2-on-1, now 3-on-2. Cree Blakely. And good defense there by Taylor, and then the cross crease feed to Smythe. Turned aside by the goaltender, James Jordan. And then the pass doesn't connect, goes up and out of play. And we are all even back to 5-a-side for the first time here in the third period. Here's Eddie Renault. He gets a pick from Apers, takes a shot, ball will bounce to Cree Blakely. Underneath, Apers all alone. Renault thought about the backhander, comes near side Ryan Johnston. Johnson gets a pick from Matt Lee, floats high, and then he'll skip it over to Eddie Renault. Renault takes a chop, tried to flip it in top to Apers. He didn't see it coming. And then a nice job there by Nevin Sullivan to find that loose ball, but he pushes it ahead to Todd Chapman, who can't find it. Battling for it, takes a chop. And will he be able to come up with that loose ball? He does. Chapman will just one-hand it back towards the benches, and that one goes out of play. And just an unforced error there for the Axemen. And there was 2 balls on the floor, so Wendy will give it to Eddie Renault. And Renault will bounce it to Blake. Near side, Matt Lee. Lee takes a chop, inside feed to Blakely. Pass was behind him. Picked up there on the end boards by Pat Collins. Collins is a very big man. Running around with a wood stick. Just trying to run to space. Runs past one check. Still has nobody to pass to. And then eventually will come near side Sullivan. Up ahead, Vredenberg. Fakes it to Sullivan. Still has it. Vredenberg. 5 on the shot clock. Vredenberg drives. Cross-handed shot. And that one bounces and goes up and out of play. And it will be Titans possession. Here comes Matt Lee. Lee down into the corner. Apers gets a pick from Eddie Renault. Apers flips it to Renault. Pass behind him. Loose ball. He finds it. And then he tried to go back to Apers. Ball deflected. Loose ball. And it falls to James Jordan. Axemen want a penalty for goal interference. They're not going to get one. And Taylor will float it to Butter. Carter Butter has a man out the middle. It's Raj Wasson. Pump fake scores! Off the bench with speed, Raj Wasson gets another one back for the Axemen. They're slowly making their way back into this game. It's 7-3, and that's 2 straight. And still lots of time here. 15:40 remaining in regulation. Shots 31-24 in favor of Oakville, but it's been all Axemen here in the third. They scored 2 in the first near 5 minutes and have gotten this from a 6-goal game to a 4-goal game. Here comes Bingley. Corkery backing his man in. Corkery spins, shoots, trying to go 5-hole, save Wendy. And he'll float it to center. Or Gage Board runs onto it. Board into the corner. Mays. Lee. Knocked down on a breakaway. Dan gone all alone. Nice job by Matt Lee to get back. Far side, Bergen, pump fake, shot, save Wendy. They didn't give an extra assist to Taylor on the Wasson goal. They just give 1 assist to Carter Butter. 14 on the shot clock. Blakely, far side, Eddie Renault. He'll shoot. Stick was deflected. Never made it on target. Here comes Nevin Sullivan running the other way. Has a man ahead of him. Sullivan up ahead. Forster. Shot. Save. Wendy. And we're going to get a slashing call on the Titans. And so the Axemen will head to another power play. They have 1 power play goal so far in this contest, and that came off of the stick of Mark Vredenberg back in the second period. And here they come with Bergen. Forster, Kenny, Vredenberg, and Wasson are out there in red. Bergen top center. Down low feed. Forster, Bergen, Kenny, twister, shoulder save into the netting. Reset the 30. Forster. Bergen. Kenny. Bergen. takes a hit. Kenny. Forster. Shot goes wide. That ball is going to come all the way down to James Jordan. Minute 20 on the penalty, 10 in the shot clock. Bergen. High seal from Wasson. Shot, try to go 5-hole was Kenny. And Craig Wendy makes an easy save. He'll float one to center to the captain Gage Board. Board takes a couple of chops and he'll flip it near side. Blaze McCullough. McCullough takes a chop, runs to space. Gonna go all the way behind the net. Nice job by McCullough to keep his feet moving. Still has it. Blaze McCullough. Dipsy-do. And then finally dispossessed. And here's Sullivan. Power play still has 37 seconds to work with. Bergen top center. Late man is Vredenberg. Down low, Raj Wasson. Around the horn go the Axemen. Kenny, 10 on the shot clock. Plays 1-2 with Bergen. Bergen, top center, shot. Easily saved there. Loose ball, Wasson. Oh, and he put it wide. Bergen had it, missed it. Lee was open out of the box. Forster shot and put it wide. And then Blake Kenny goes into his zone and finds it. Now Matt Lee out of the box. And loose ball will be picked up there by Wallace. Wallace. And now near side Matt Lee, fresh out of the penalty box. 11:50 to go. Titans leading it by 4. And I'm not sure what the call was to give the ball back to the Axemen, but they'll take it. And now here comes Butter as the Axemen try to chip away. Robinson gets a pick from Forster, doesn't shoot it. Outside shot from Jonkus goes well wide. Forster, inside feed. Corkery couldn't handle the pass. And Wendy will float one ahead to Kevin Dong. Dong, 2-on-1. Dong, shot far shoulder, saved by James Jordan. And loose ball grabbed there by Butter. He'll push it ahead to Crook and then leave it there for Mark Vredenberg. Mark Vredenberg walks it down. Skips it over to Forster. Now Bergen. Bergen gets a pick. Kenny, 10 on the shot clock. Took one up high. No call from either of the officials. Bergen spins off a check from Wallace. Got to put one on net. He does. Save Wendy. Loose ball grabbed by the goaltender. And I think we're going to get our first wipe of the floor. And both goaltenders will go and grab a sip of water. So we'll get a wipe all the way down by the Titans goal. Next up here on day 4, Onondaga, who sit at 1-3, will take on the 2-1 Ladner Pioneers. At 2 o'clock, the marquee game of the tournament so far. Caughnawaga, St. Albert, 2 undefeated teams. The Miners 4-0, the Indians 3-0. And then at 5, Saskatoon versus Capital Region in a battle of, as of now, winless teams. And then the late matchup, one a lot of people here will be excited to watch. An all West Coast matchup between very, very friendly foes. Not friendly in the sense that it'll be a very clean game. Friendly as in they know each other very well. Ladner versus Nanaimo. All the way down the floor. Matt Lee bobbled it. It was nobody was even on him. All alone. Pingley takes a shot, and then Matt Lee almost kicked it into his own net. What a crazy sequence of events that was. Here comes Eddie Renault. He runs through the check of Bingley. Got time and space. Now near side Ryan Johnston. Johnson gets a pick from Cree Blakely. Skips it over to Nolan Apers. Apers trying to get underneath, flips it up top, Renault. 8 on the shot clock. Renault shot, save, James Jordan. And then the Titans get it back with Cree Blakely. Johnston. Far side Apers. Johnston. He'll shoot, try to go 5-hole save. Jordan, loose ball picked up by the Axemen. Here comes Nevin Sullivan. He's been great out of the back end for the Axemen here today. Gives it off to Vredenberg. Has a lane. Will shoot. Try to go short side low. Wendy with the save. Loose ball. Vredenberg battling. Corkery in there for the Axemen. And he'll come up with it. Corkery. Far side on his own. Robinson. Robinson. Jonkus. Robinson. 15 on the shot clock. Tried a toe drag. Watch there by McCullough. Shot goes wide. Loose ball right to Friedenberg. Oh, what a save by Craig Wendy. An awkward bounce off the end boards found Vredenberg wide open in the middle of the net floor. Right on top of the crease, and Wendy denied him with pure larceny. There's Jonkus. Thought about it. Won't shoot it. Tried to find Robinson. He was dispossessed by a nice check from Blaze McCullough. Loose ball. And Corkery hands it. Corkery. Friedenberg scores! Great work by Corkery in the corner to find Vredenberg on the backside. Give Capital Region 3 in the period. It's a 3-goal game, 7-4. I think the Titans bench might have been screaming for a handball on somebody. I know somebody was trying to get a call, but Corkery found it, skipped it over to Vredenberg, and he one-timed it past Wendy, and we got ourselves a lacrosse game. Shots 35-33, 8.5 in regulation. Titans trying to hold on here. Axemen just chopping their way back into it. Hidden ball trick. Aper still has it. Goes far side Renault, near side Cree Blakely. Blakely tries to get underneath. Nice check there by Nevin Sullivan. 5 on the shot clock. Blakely, shot goes wide. And that'll bounce off the dasher. And Butter's going to give chase down into the Titan zone. And Butter will carry it to his side, which is the near side for the left-hander. He'll work it in a 2-man game with Blake Kenny. Forster will carry to the half boards. Near side Kenny. He had a lane underneath, didn't take it. 18 on the shot clock. Forster, one-on-one there with McMahon. Shot goes wide, loose ball. To be grabbed there by Gage Borg. He'll bang it near side, Cam Mancini. Mancini gives it off to Johnston. Gets a pick from Matt Lee. Johnson. Johnston still flips it far side. That one doesn't connect. Ball loose. Pat Collins took a healthy chop there from Matt Lee. No call by the official. And that one goes up ahead. Dan Gaunt. Jonkus. Corkery runs right through the middle. Gaunt changes. Vredenberg. Swim move. Double team. Loses it. 10 on the shot clock. Vredenberg spins underneath. Tried to flip it to Corkery. Hit a body. And it'll be grabbed there by Brett Ulbickus. And up the floor comes Ben Heidecker. Heidecker carries it deep into Axemen territory. Flips it to Lee. Now Cree Blakely. Threw a pick. Tried to flip it to Lee. Didn't connect, but he'll find the loose ball in the corner. Get a pick from Heidecker. Skip it over to Apers. 5. Shot. Save Jordan. Loose ball. And Carter Butter will come up with it for the Axemen. He's checked. Ball loose. Can Butter find it? He does. Goes bench side Taylor. Now Raj Wasson. Captain on captain. Board watching Wasson. And he gives it off there to Kenny. Forster, back to Kenny. He spins. Kenny, delayed penalty coming up here. Loose ball grab by Wasson. And another power play here for Capital Region. And a chance to get to within 2 with 5:45 to play in regulation. Two minutes holding is going to be the call against Jake Cook. Oh, that might be Braden Wallace. Couldn't tell if it was a 13 or an 18. Nonetheless, to the power play go the Axemen. It is 13 Wallace. Drag there. Feed to Kenny. He'll shoot Twister. Save Wendy. Out of play. Possession will stay here with the Axemen. It'll start in the corner with Raj Wasson. Wasson to Forster. Up top, Bergen. Oh, I was right the original time. It is 18, not 13. Kenny. Bounce it to Bergen. Pump fake. Kenny. Shot. Save. Wendy. Loose ball. Kenny finds it. He's being watched there by McCullough. And then gets some interference by Vredenberg, who rolls inside. Dives. Shoots. Just puts it wide. Forrester batting for the loose ball along with Board. And it's still loose when picked up by Bergen. Bergen to Kenny. Fresh 30 here for the Axemen. Bergen. Shot. Oh, and that hit Brett Obickus right in the helmet. And he's like, yep, I could probably use a change here. And he'll go right off. On will come big Trevor Smythe. Forster. Down low, Raj Wasson. 8 on the shot clock. Bergen. Kenny. Shot. That hit Wendy in the face mask. Backhand top corner. Come on. What a goal by Mark Vredenberg. It's a 2-goal game. That's 4 straight in the period for the Axemen. A power play goal. It's 7-5 with 4:26 remaining. Hope the LaxAllStars boys got that one on film. 3 in the period for Vredenberg. His second power play of the period. Wendy just going to get his helmet adjusted on the far side. And he'll make his way back in between the pipes. And so to the face-off dot we go. Corkery and Johnston. Shots 36-35 now in favor of the Axemen. Chapman being harassed there by Wallace. Takes a couple slashes. Gets a stick check. Then finally gets across center. And we'll leave it there for Bingley. Robinson. Vredenberg. Shot far side goes wide. Off the boards all the way down to Jordan. Oh, Jordan missed it. And I'm sure the Axemen would love their goaltenders to be a little more sure of the ball, as it cost them yesterday in the game against Onondaga. Here's Johnston. Working in the 2-man game with Matt Lee. Johnston. Shot. Saved there off the stick of Jordan Gillis. Loose ball. Butter. Quickly up the floor. Dan Gaunt. Gaunt. Runs past Smith. Then stripped by Smith. And then Gaunt strips Smith. Loose ball. Finally grabbed there by the Titans. Up ahead. Cam Mancini. Mancini gonna run. Gets inside. Shoots. Great save. James Jordan keeping his team in this contest. Man, has he been good since coming into the game for Brett Paris. Kenny. Vredenberg. Skips it over to Bergen. Vredenberg gets underneath. Backhand flip. Inside. Kenny couldn't handle it. Loose ball, and it'll be picked up there by Jamie McMahon, who will run behind his own goal. 2:40 in regulation. McMahon. Renault near side, Cree Blakely. Blakely skips it over to the far side. Apers, he gets a pick. Thought about it. Nice stick check there by Taylor. Shot goes wide. Didn't make it on target. Violation of the 30. And Johnson will just chuck it deep. Here comes Bingley with a head of steam. Bingley will leave it there for Vredenberg. 2 minutes in regulation. Raj Wasson. He has the other Axemen goal this period. Shot 5-hole by Forster. Save Wendy. And he'll float it up ahead of the captain, Gage Board. Board will leave it there for Matt Lee, and he'll stay and play a shift to Oak. Titans want to use possession and see if they can get a reset. Board. Near side, Matt Lee. Gets a pick. Shot, far side, save James Jordan. Loose ball picked up Axemen. Here comes Sullivan. He doesn't have numbers, so he'll slow up. Feed it off to Blake Kenny. Kenny gets a pick from Taylor. Gets another one. Skips it over to Bergen. 10 on the shot clock. Kenny needs to find somebody to put one on target here. Kenny. Bergen. Inside feed. Pass knocked down. Loose ball. And that'll be a shot clock violation as we approach the final minute of regulation. Nolan Apers. Axemen got to have a little pressure here defensively. Last minute of play of regulation. Cree Blakely. Watch there by Chapman. Axemen got to pressure the ball here and force some kind of turnover. Blakely, Apers, inside, loose ball. They'll call crease violation on Matt Lee. And Jordan will float ahead to Dan Gahn. They're screaming for Jordan to sprint to the bench. Vredenberg, 6-on-5 Axemen. Bergen. Corkery drives through the middle. Kenny. Corkery running some interference. Vredenberg. Bergen. Shot off the face mask. Loose ball picked up there by Forster. 20 seconds. Kenny. Shot short side, scores a 1-goal game. 18.1 remaining. It's 7-6. Kenny with his first had been throwing twisters to the far post all game. And I think Wendy was just going with old reliable. And then Kenny changed up the shot and went short side top corner. The Axemen will leave James Jordan on the bench. And they'll go 6-on-5 here. Try and win the face-off, and if they do, I would imagine they'll call a quick timeout. Corkery and Johnston. Huge face-off here. Johnston wins it. Loose ball. Who's going to come up with it? And it's picked up there by the Titans. And Oakville calls a timeout, and they're going to give it to him. The Axemen bench is livid, saying that the ball was loose. 10.5 to go. Seconds, that is. The officials are going to talk this over. And they're going to say that the Titans had possession. The Axemen don't like it. So timeout Oakville. And I imagine that the Axemen are going to double the ball. They'll keep James Jordan on the bench. Now all three officials are going to come together to talk about it here. Oh. So they are going to give the timeout to Oakville. And so as mentioned, the Axemen are going to have to double the ball and try and force some sort of turnover. And if they can, either go right to the net or call a quick timeout. But with 10.5 to go, I'm not sure there's going to be enough time. So, Joe Sullivan will talk with his 6-man defense and see if they can't cause a turnover here. They'll double the ball. Everybody will match up man on man. Who's going to start? It looks like it's going to be Braden Wallace. If I'm Wallace, now it's going to be Matt Lee. If I'm Matt Lee, I go back to my goaltender, Wendy, let him sit on it for a second or two, and then bomb it. Lee just getting some last-minute instructions, and he does go back to Wendy. Wendy will throw it deep. Smart play, just chucking it to the corner. Oakville has it. No need to shoot for the empty net, and the Titans will improve to 3-1 and escape with a 7-6 victory. What a game here to start off day 4. Thought it might have been a blowout when it started 4-0 Oakville, but credit to the Axemen who battled all the way back. Make it a 1-goal game, but they will fall to 0-4. And the Titans improve to 3-1. So the two teams will shake hands after a spirited affair here on a gloomy, rainy Wednesday in Nanaimo. We'll get you our game MVPs and then send you on your way. Don't forget, in just over an hour's time, we will have Onondaga and Ladner. That's an 11 o'clock face-off. I'll have that call for you. Then Dan Marshall will have the middle game, Cognawaga and St. Albert. But we'll keep you here for the MVPs. I have a feeling there'll be a couple goalies getting the nod here. I think they want to try and stay away from giving the same guy the award multiple times in a tournament. And so we'll send it over to our public address announcer.
Extreme Threads MVP players of the game. For the Capital Region Axemen, goaltender number 33, James Jordan.
And James Jordan, who came in for Brett Paris in that first period, was fantastic. And he really allowed his team to slowly battle back into this game. He's got his hands full. Still able to take a photo. No, they're not going to give him a chance to take a photo. Maybe they're going to wait for both guys.
Extreme Threads MVP player for the Oakville Titans, goaltender number 1, Craig Wendy.
And indeed, both goaltenders going to get the MVPs here as they were both fantastic. And looks like they're going to do maybe double picture. And they will. So that'll be it. Your MVPs. James Jordan, Craig Wendy, both goaltenders. Oakville takes it 7-6. Onondaga, Ladner coming up in about an hour here on LaxAllStars from Nanaimo, BC. One last time, my name's Teddy Jenner. A 1-goal game. Axemen fall to 0-4. Titans 3-1. They keep pace with the leaders. My name's Teddy Jenner at Off the Crossbar on Twitter. We'll be back in an hour. Game 2 of Day 4 right here from the President's Cup.